down on the floor at Pechanga Arena, San Diego. We welcome you into Major Arena Soccer League action. The San Diego Sockers taking on the Tacoma Stars. Alongside Nate Abarea, Craig Elston on hand with you. The Sockers begin a 4-match homestand, 4 consecutive Sundays that are for football. And for the Sockers, who have won 4 in a row, now's really a time, Nate, to make a move.
It's time to take full advantage of a schedule that a lot of people called beneficial to the Sockers early in this season. That hiccup at the beginning against the Turlock Cal Express, it's been nothing but winning ways ever since, and time to keep that train rolling here tonight against Tacoma.
And leading the way of late for San Diego is a young man out of the defensive backfield. That's Luis Pee-wee Ortega. Whether it's on defense or offense, Pee-wee's been getting the job done.
And whether it's been at home or on the road, Pee-wee's been getting the job done. We'll talk a lot about that on the broadcast tonight. As far as the focus for Pee-wee, it's got to be on the defensive side, I think, tonight. As much as the offense has been great for Pee-wee Ortega of late, shutting down the likes of Nick Pereira and the high-flying Tacoma attack, that's what's got to be first and foremost for Pee-wee tonight.
Well, he is first to mind. Nick Pereira, the defending MASL MVP, coming off an 80-point season. He's got 11 points in 4 games so far, and every time you face the Stars, you know what you got to do.
Well, and when we talked about Frank Tayu last week, we talked about entertainment value, and it's a similar principle at hand here with Nick Pereira. Competitively, for the Sockers, it's about utilizing double teams, team defense, forcing other people to beat you the way that teams have forced Brandon Escoto and Leonardo de Oliveira to get off of the ball when the Sockers have possession. I want to see the Sockers really go at Nick Pereira with a few double teams tonight and see if that team defense can slow the roll a little bit for the Nick Pereira, for the man who has been one of the most important players in this league over the last few years.
Boris Pardo and net trying to stop him as the Sockers go for their 5th straight win. We're right back with starting lineups and opening kickoff next on MASL TV.
Tequila. Treat yourself to the finer things in life.
We welcome you back inside Pechanga Arena, San Diego. That's the time counting down to kickoff here on MASL TV. The San Diego Sockers taking on the Tacoma Stars. For the San Diego Sockers tonight, Boris Pardo will start once again in net and make his 5th appearance of the season in 4 games, 3-1 with a 4.29 goals against, a 6.46 saves percentage. Diego Arriaga will be his backup. Craig Childs, Brian Farber returning to the starting lineup tonight for San Diego. We'll bring you that lineup as they're being introduced down on the floor. Taylor Bond, Christian Gutierrez, Guerrero Pino, Brian Farber, Leonardo de Oliveira, 7 points, 4 goals in 3 games since returning from injury. Brandon Escoto, Luis Piffer, Emmanuel Aguirre, Cesar Serra, Ray Contreras, Craig Childs, Iran Pueblo Ruiz, Luis Pili Ortega, and Slavisa Ubakarapovic. guided by the steady hand of head coach Phil Salvaggio, 160-31. His lifetime regular season win-loss record in the MASL and in the PASL. Assistant coaches Rene Ortiz, Victor Melendez, Ray Taylor, and player assistant coach Zé Roberto. Director of Player Personnel Chiqui Luna, athletic trainers Paul Savage and Anne-Marie Alf, and of course General Manager Sean Bowers. It'll be the estimable veteran Danny Wiltman in net for his 5th out of 5 starts for Tacoma. 2-2 record, 5.99 goals against, 625 save percentage. Mike Arguello is his backup, waiting to make his MASL debut. A couple of players banged up in a Friday 10-7 loss at Ontario for Tacoma. Dan Antoniuk did not finish that game. He has been announced as a starter today. Adam West was unable to answer the bell. West was warming up today. Does not appear that Adam West will be in the starting lineup tonight for the Tacoma Stars, who will be in their whites tonight. Tacoma checking in at 2-2, 4th place in the Western Conference, 1-1 away. The Sockers, as mentioned, 4-1, now alone in 2nd place in the Western Conference, thanks to a 6-5 victory over the Turlock Cal Express on Friday night up at Turlock Indoor Soccer. Sockers are 2-1 at home so far this season. They've won 4 in a row. As the captain, Craig Childs, is introduced to the crowd, we'll be heading downstairs momentarily for the presentation of tonight's hometown hero and this evening's national anthem. Let's bring in PA announcer Callan McClurg.
Fans start the season this year, the Sockers are celebrating our military by honoring an enlisted member or a veteran at all of our home matches this season. Tonight we welcome Sergeant Donnie Baker, who served 10.5 years in the U.S. Marine Corps. He was deployed twice in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and once in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Following his last deployment, he was assigned to the Wounded Warrior Battalion for combat-related injuries, where he finished his career and was medically retired in 2015. Fans, please help us salute Donnie for his service to our country. And thank you once again, Donnie Baker, for your service for our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and kindly remove your caps. Now, as we honor America and our armed forces serving at home and around the world, please welcome to midfield this evening a singing group led by Matt Helmers in the performance of the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that
Thanks once again to Matt Helmer's group, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Lineups announced, anthems complete. The San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars just about ready for Major Arena Soccer League action coming your way from Pechanga Arena, San Diego. Sundays are for football. We bet the first of 4 consecutive Sunday evening home broadcasts for you here on MASL TV. The Sockers starting with 7 of their first 9 at home before playing 9 of 10 on the road. Craig Elston with you. It's our privilege and pleasure to be on the broadcast tonight alongside Nate Abarea and our tremendous TVX video crew. And now let's go down to the field and welcome in the third member of our on-air crew. That's our sideline reporter, Melissa May. Good evening, Melissa.
Despite the Sockers playing 2 games in just 3 days, the Sockers get some veteran legs back in the lineup tonight, including captain Craig Childs coming off that minor hamstring injury he suffered last Sunday against Sonora, as well as veteran Brian Farber gets the start as well tonight after not making the trip to Turlock last Friday. Farber has scored in the last 4 matchups, and hopes to continue that streak on tonight. Craig, Nate, back to you.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Melissa May wearing the 1989-1990 retro whites that are on sale today at the merchandise stand, Nate, and will be on display January 5th, 2 Sundays from now, when the Sockers play Ontario.
I cannot wait to get my hands on one of those jerseys. You know I am a bit of a nostalgically minded young man, so I see those white Sockers unis from the 89-90 championship season. I say mine. I start sounding like one of the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Mine. Mine. And I'm saying the same exact thing about next week's Star Wars jerseys.
Yes.
So whatever it is. And then these ones that they wear most of the time, they're not too shabby either.
Yeah, they're pretty
a
sharp.
Mighty good looking kits. So, and on the topic of kits, special hello to everybody up in the Pacific Northwest watching this. For a long time, one of my favorite kits in all of the Major Arena Soccer League. You're looking at it right there. And I know Sundays are for football here on MASL TV and here at the Grand Old Arena in San Diego, but credit to that Heisman Trophy worthy moment there from Melissa May as she was wrapping up that report. That was brilliant stuff down there.
As we get ready for opening kickoff, we have a special salutation for a couple of tremendous Sockers fans. We want to say happy birthday to Helen Saragosa and congrats to Helen and Frank Saragosa on their 47th wedding anniversary. Woo. Yes, they got married on Helen's birthday. Frank said he made sure that the anniversary would be a date that he just couldn't forget. You can't forget your wife's birthday and anniversary at the same time, can you? Well, I'd probably try, but congrats to Helen and to Frank, 2 tremendous soccer fans. 47 years together. Tell us all the secret. How did you do it, guys? Unbelievable.
Brilliant. Just brilliant. I mean, you talk about finding cheat codes to life. I mean, multi-layered, beautiful stuff.
The Sockers in their home blues, melting into gold in the midriff blue shorts. Piped in yellow socks. They will run right to left as we bring you the action from the north side of Pechanga Arena, San Diego. Boris Pardo in net, manning the western goal to our right. Danny Waltman, 38 years young, out of Gig Harbor, Washington, mans the eastern goal to our left as the Stars in their white jerseys with a navy blue midriff and the yellow-orange diamond pattern across the waist. White shorts trimmed in blue-white socks will run left to right. Their captain and head coach, Nick Pereira, is waiting behind midfield for the opening touch of tonight's match. 15 minutes are on the clock. It's the Major Arena Soccer League Western Conference Sockers and Stars. And we're underway from San Diego. Welcome to everybody joining us on MASL TV. It's Mike Ramos being challenged in front of the Sockers bench and losing the ball in a wrestling match. He and Slavica Upaparapovic. Leonardo de Oliveira with possession to Brian Farber. He's scored a goal in each of his 4 matches this year. Sends Slav into the corner. However, Slav was outside the zone when the pass came, and it's allowed an initial counter for the Tacoma Stars. It's Cox, Rafael Cox. Here he comes. His shot blocked by Slav right into the crowd.
Action-packed opening here in San Diego. 33 seconds. Some good attacking movement from both sides. Look what I'm seeing down there from Slavica Upaparapovic. early on, battling through contact. It's going to be like that all night. He ain't one to shy away from the challenge.
Free kick just outside the red line, backheeled to Mr. Nick Pereira. And his shot punched away by Pardo. It hits high glass and stays in play. Keats, his squaring pass, knocked down by Cesar Cerda, who lifts one gently to Leo on the Soccer Loco logo. Back to Guerrero Pino. First minute of action tonight from San Diego, California Sockers and Stars. It's Pino's pass blocked out of the air. Alex Caceres headed it into the Sockers bench area for a restart. Right next to the Ron Newman Field logo. Pee-wee Ortega. What a start to the year he's had. 4 goals, 5 points, 9 blocks in 5 matches. Stars send this one up the wall. Long run for McCluskey. Cerda was able to cut him off using the angle well. He was behind that a couple steps, but now the pass was blocked down. McCluskey could not handle a spinning ball, or Tacoma would have been in on the attack, and then a muff touch along the southern wall allows San Diego to get possession back. Wasted opportunity.
Really all about angles in every way there for Cesar Cerda. One time good, one time bad.
Here's Escoto. Brandon Escoto gets a shot away, just wide of left post, left at the top of the key. Gutierrez trying to fish it out and send it to Childs. Christian will get it off of the southern wall to Contreras. Down to Childs, right angle. Greg Childs looking for Contreras backdoor. Waltman pulls it off the carpet. Danny Waltman already has 2 aerial assists this season on throwouts. Had one quite famously a year and a day ago here in San Diego to Nick Pereira. That is still in the MASL intro videos and hype videos.
As it should be, and that performance is one we've talked all about just a little over a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. The only team to beat the Sockers during the entire regular season last year was the Tacoma Stars in a late December match right here at the Grand Old Arena, and it was a goalkeeping performance for the ages.
December 21st. It's just been lodged in my brain ever since, especially because the Sockers won 23 in a row after that. The whistle and the foul behind the play before the shot, which was actually perilously close to creeping inside left post there for Tacoma's Derek Johnson, who was not in the lineup Friday in Ontario, but flew in for this match tonight. Working through the 3rd minute, scoreless so far. Pereira always looking to change that. Nick Pereira working out of the midboard area to Alex Caceres, formerly of the Las Vegas Legends, among other teams. Monterey Flash as well. Caceres, a player the Sockers had their eyes on a few years ago. Here's Mike Ramos. Keep your eyes on him. 7 goals. Looking for the return pass. Pino intercepted. Sockers are on the counter. Will the counter be on? That pass too far out in front of Leo. They had the numbers, did not have the connection. Waltman faces high pressure. Pereira smoothly triggers Caceres with a world of space. Alex Caceres to the top! Boris Pardo coming up with a big save.
Really good hold-up play from Pereira. Nick at his finest out there. It's number 9 play, traditional, what you would call in the game.
Wide open off the change. McCluskey's in on Pardo, had to settle the ball. That brought Gutierrez back in, but he settled and scored regardless. And on a terrible line change, the Sockers pay the price and fall behind 1-0.
Well, it was the forward hold-up play of Nick Pereira that I was heralding there moments ago. Enough about that, says Vince McCluskey. Let's talk about the left-footed finishing of Tacoma's number 14. Cutting onto the left, blasted near post, not a chance for Boris. That's a thing. Tacoma got themselves a 1-0 lead.
McCluskey's 2nd of the season, but where that replay picked up, the one thing you did not see was how many Sockers were on the floor. And basically the whole team was at the bench. Chase Hansen picks up the assist on McCluskey's 2nd goal of the season. Tacoma gets the first good step and holds the 1-0 lead. Emmanuel Aguirre. Aguirre drops it off to Piffer. Here's Aguirre. 7 blocked shots, 3 in Friday night's win over Turlock. He's second on the club to Pee Wee. Pee Wee last Friday against Ontario had a 6-block night.
Interesting 5 out on the floor right now for the Sockers, Craig.
Who's the attacker? Gutierrez says, I could take a choice. Childs is lurking in the middle now as Farber draws 2 in the corner. 5th minute, and Tacoma with some good hold-up play and taking advantage of a very poor line change by the Sockers. Has a 1-0 advantage so far.
We had the 2 longest tenured Sockers players out there, and Farber and Childs. And then you had, still do have, 3 rather fresh faces when you think about it historically speaking.
Good turn by Pereira, and then the spin. Pereira sends in his man. That's the shot off the wall. Pereira was waiting for that wall ball delivered by Troy Peterson, but it got him too far up the shin.
You know he wants that one back. Boris Pardo not thrilled with the openness that these Tacoma attackers are finding, namely Nick Pereira.
Have to agree. Here's Leo.
Brilliant.
3 touches out of the air. Slav is dropped and the whistle sounds. Our officials tonight on the floor, a veteran pair to be sure, Kia Depina and Fernando Pena. Arnold Baldo is the assistant referee with Ramiro Delgado in the box. 5 minutes complete. 1-0 Tacoma the score, and the Stars have had the measure of the attack so far as well on San Diego. Sockers off to a low energy start.
And if one player's deserved to try to rip a volley from that far out and blast it a little high, it's Pee Wee Ortega with the way that he's played over the last couple of weeks.
Canale gets the ball moving. On the counter, it's Carceres. His bending left-footed shot had pace but was just wide.
It wasn't far off. Not far off at all.
Sockers see the Stars get back first. Now look at this service for Leo. Waltman read it. Ball hopped into his zone for the two-handed grab.
Leo wanted it first time there from Escoto. Escoto had a chance to send him, elected to slow things down, and then Ugo Peripovic said, well, the pass is still on. Tried to force it, Waltman off the line.
Cerda and Canale collide in the corner. And that ball back to San Diego. Alessandro Canale turns 30 a week from tonight out of Venice, California. His lone goal of the year came at San Diego's expense back on November 30th. That was a 7-3 win for San Diego. Match that saw Slav mark twice. Tacoma took the 1-0 lead that night as well. Cerda with a 6th minute off the clock. Under 9 to play in the first quarter. 1-0 Stars on the Vince McCluskey left-footed score. There's that double team by Escoto against Escoto. And as the two move in again, Escoto
right back
heels it to Cerda, but a foul had been called first. Now we talk about keys to win at the start of every broadcast, Nate, somewhere near the top, and Brandon Escoto in the double team is something that's going to be a recurring refrain until and unless it's solved, because it's now a league-wide strategy.
Two backwards diagonal passes to Cesar Cerda there. He had to play one off the wall and one with a back heel.
Escoto cuts this ball. It's Slav. That shot blocked. Sprawling on the ground was McCluskey.
I think that should just give someone a feel for how difficult everything is being made for Brandon Escoto. Those weren't attacking passes that he was making.
Childs.
And even those were that difficult to make with the double teams.
Right angle Contreras. Ray Contreras in his 3rd match of the year. Draws a double team. Now the whistle's going to go against Ray there. And appropriately so, as he got a bit handsy. And the clock down to 8:06 in the first. Next Sunday, it's Star Wars night when the Sockers battle Soles de Sonora. Join us as for the first time the Sockers wear officially licensed Star Wars jerseys. This shot off of the target play sent wide by Tacoma's Troy Peterson. Those jerseys will be available for auction as Leo, using the tip of the toe brilliantly, got that ball loose. Cerda's on the run. Leo offensive midfield. Bends it. It's Bud! Header wide. Oh, great idea, but the finish wasn't there.
I'm just thinking Taylor's actually trying to set up Cerda, and he should have just gone at goal.
Gutierrez, that shot blocked back.
I'm always for nodding one back across the face. It's one of the deadliest attacking weapons in the game, but Taylor, cabezazo on goal, por favor.
Cerda to Pino. Next whistle will likely be the official's timeout. 1-0 Tacoma. As we're past the halfway point. Leo and Bond exchange. Leo looking for Bond. Rolled it down the middle of the crease. There's Juice Cox working in tight quarters. Spun by Bond. No whistle. Gutierrez to Bond. Bond sprawling block. Laid out to his feet. And Tacoma gets the ball back. Wow. That's twice we've seen players go to carpet on blocked shot attempts already in the first quarter for the Stars.
The last one there from Troy Peterson, that was gutsy to say the least. Oh, look out here.
Here's Farmer on the steal. Waltman kicks it out. Leo chests it down. It's still a chance for the Sockers. It's Cerda. He scores! It all started with the Farmer pressure. Cesar Cerda finishes it off. We're level at 1.
You say it starts with the Farmer pressure, and it's absolutely right. And what comes next is a touch with the shoulder from Leonardo de Oliveira. That was absolutely magical, and he meant every bit of it. Watch the pressure from Forbisi here. Watch this touch out of the air from Leo. Perfect knockdown from Christian. And Cerda comes through with the left foot, and in traffic, Waltman cannot stop it, and we're even at 1.
Cerda from Gutierrez at 8:35. Cesar's first of the year. Cesar tied for the team lead, or pardon me, leading the team in assists with 5. And now has his first goal to go with it. And the Sockers, as we reach that official's timeout, tied at 1, did give us a chance to talk a little bit more about Star Wars Night. Next Sunday, all the bells and whistles. It's an official Lucasfilm licensed Star Wars Night. So we'll have video clips. We're going to have cosplayers roaming the concourse. You might run into a Stormtrooper, a Tusken Raider, R2-D2,
Will
maybe
Baby
Cameron
Yoda
Poe.
be here?
Baby Yoda better be here, man.
Can we make some calls? Make sure Baby Yoda shows up?
We're going to find Baby Yoda one way or another.
Okay.
And these great Sockers jerseys, you will see them on our social feed throughout the week. At San Diego Sockers on Twitter, at San Diego Sockers on Instagram. They will be auctioned via the Live Source app. Those will be up for auction right away during the course of the week. But then on Sunday, those auctions will close. And all that money will benefit the San Diego Food Bank. So you are giving back in this winter in a time of need with a growing homeless population to the San Diego Food Bank. And in doing so, you're going to pick up a slick Darth Vader Sockers jersey. Here's a chance down low. Again, it's Farber in the mixer.
You know who else is in the mixer down there? It's Travis Pittman.
Who was not listed in our starting lineup.
Nor was he in uniform till quite late in the evening.
And I'm wondering who's not in as a result of that, and we'll figure that out and piece it out. Here's a Gary to Pittman. Travi P.
Oh!
Turns and shoots. Again, it's McCluskey playing the role of a body bag. That's 3 times already for Tacoma. Lay out, young fella. From the supine position, the Stars defend. As Pardo comes to the red line, he can distribute now deep. Kicks it looking for Christian. It's going to come to him, and Waltman had to come out and then flick the ball down under the pressure of the Tijuanense Gutierrez. Here's Escoto wedging a ball free. Childs waits. Childs and Escoto in the corner. Back out high, Emmanuel Aguirre. The left footer curves it. One touch across, looking for Childs. Aguirre will send it back in. And Escoto will run it down. Juice Cox jumps him, spins him, and dispossesses him. Wow.
And he had a teammate coming for help as well. Not that Cox needed it.
Childs jumping on that ball. Again, McCluskey trying to dive to the ankles. And Cox sees Pee Wee step up. Pee Wee with Childs in the middle. Pee Wee, Childs blocked by Cox. Give the Stars credit for an all-out outfield player defensive effort. Gutierrez went for glory. Cerda chases the loose ball. Good Sockers possession. Childs is just camped at the free throw line. Can he get the ball? Whistle sounds, foul on Serda, says Kia. Please use the eyes next time. Probably was a good call. We'll find out.
Fun stuff before this foul ends up getting called there. Tough one on Serda. Pereira looked to be going to ground because I'll tell you what, his team, they've one hell of an effort defensively. And here they come at the other end.
Overlapping run to Lamar Nagel, the former Seattle Sounders MLS veteran. Pereira to Mike Ramos, off the wall. Bond chased it down. Serda punted it out, but not away. And then Serda got the leg out just at the nick of time. Here's Ramos. Serda, Pardo, outside of the right foot. Little sandwich chip out of there. Nagel. Clever footwork. Bond steps in. And Pino able to get the ball away. Charles on a long shift is bench side but can't get off yet. Uba Parapovic over to Pino. Charles says, don't give me the ball. I'm trying to get off the field. He's off and Leo's on. 3.5 to go in the first. Tied at 1. Serda working forward. Over to Guerrero Pino. Here's Pino lifting one. It's Leo. Leo gets his head on it. Not the direction he wanted. And along the northern wall, Leo steps in.
No call.
Challenges, wins. Leo, Slav looking for it. Flicked out of the air. Waltman one-handed. Able to make the save point blank. 12th minute off the clock. Double team greets De Oliveira. The ball's going to roll to the waiting Waltman. And the deep end gets it going here at Pechanga Arena, San Diego, looking to urge the Sockers into the lead. Really good last few minutes for San Diego, Nate.
Just entertaining stuff overall. Talk about the grittiness and the willingness to put the bodies on the line from Tacoma defensively. A solid flowing possession from the Sockers. This first quarter's flown by because there hasn't really been that many stoppages and just a lot of good play from everybody involved.
Giles out of the air, looking for the header. Had one against Monterey last year in the playoffs.
Yeah. This is what I like to see in terms of stylistically in a game, at least from a neutral standpoint. This has been quite flowing.
Farber, after Gutierrez did the hard work on defense. Pardo's got the ball at his feet. That's not been a 100% proposition this year, including in Turlock, where an errant pass in possession just like this led directly to a goal. Something to keep an eye on. Always keep an eye on Childs in the attacking zone. He goes down along with McCluskey, and the ball's loose. Play on. Sidewall pass. Pee-wee through Slav. As we work to the final 90 seconds of the first quarter. 1-1 tie. Here's Escoto on the attack. There's the double team waiting for him. Sends it off to Pino and starts a run. Pino to Escoto looking for the back heel, and it turned into a baby bouncer.
Like the movement from Brandon, though.
Yes.
Like what he's doing. He's having to venture into positions that he hasn't normally ventured into.
Lots of space here. Escoto was looking to come to the bench, and then he had to come back into the play. And he blocks the shot. Whew. Pereira has Pino challenge. It's down. It's Hansen. His shot blocked by Pino again. Pereira, final minute of the first quarter. The MVP, Nick Pereira. Back to Cox and across. It's Hansen. Has an assist tonight to Caceres. And now Ramos. Ramos and Pee-wee on the challenge. Handball against Ortega.
Yep.
48 seconds on the clock. Ramos says, why didn't you call the handball? And Kia says, I did. What are you talking about? It was Fernando, actually. Here's Caceres. Off the Ramos run over. Ramos in the corner. Ramos challenged by Pee-wee. In time for Pardo to grab the loose ball. Again, that tough work by Pee-wee Ortega against a bigger man. Bond with arms flailing, got the shoulder on the ball. Waltman with a bouncing ball under pressure. Now Slav got a chest on it for a moment. The punt blind by Tacoma, knocked down Leo. Leo in the air. Leo turning after 2 volleys to himself. Oh, the artistry of Leonardo de Oliveira to go bounce shot. 15 seconds. Sockers magic. Here's the man to do it. Leo bending it. He had 2 men hit the middle, and that took down a star injured behind the play. 4 seconds. The whistle will sound.
Yeah, a couple of Tacoma players colliding with one another near the goal mouth, and You got Waltman scratching his head, hoping that his two teammates are okay, or at least the
It's like Caceres is the man
on
down.
the ground. It is indeed Caceres, and he took the brunt of that challenge just in front of the goal line.
Athletic trainer Andrew Carlson is out to take a look at him as the left calf area is being examined by Caceres, who this doesn't on first blush look like the average I'm hurt but I'm okay. Caceres is in some pain and he's
not at
not
all.
really moving much. Well, he's going to get up now. Let's see if this works out.
Regardless, it was a painful sequence that was one that nobody wants to be on the receiving end of. Unfortunately, it came from his own teammate as they were both desperately diving for a defensive effort in the fashion that Tacoma players have been displaying all first quarter. This time, collision.
Well, we
sees
just got a
Caceres walk to
second
the bench.
here, Nate. I want to thank our great San Diego soccer fans during this December season of giving. It's been a month-long push for donations, game after game. We saw over 1,200 pairs of socks donated last Friday night at the sock toss. We saw over 400 pounds of food donated to the San Diego Food Bank a week ago tonight. Tonight we have cleats, turf shoes, futsal shoes being donated to Legacy Laces to help lace up underprivileged kids in the county. And it's all leading to this evening in the fourth quarter, the announcement of who wins that Soccer's Wrapped Free Flow Spa. Ramos trying to bring this ball down, blocked as the horn sounds by Gutierrez. Stars did get a chance away. 15 minutes complete. Vince McCluskey from Chase Hansen at 3:44. Cesar Cerda for the Sockers from Christian Gutierrez at 8:35. 1-1 the score. The Sockers and the Stars on MASL TV.
Califino Tequila. Treat yourself to the fino things in life.
Your team. The perfect fit. The game ball. Are you ready? Soccer Loco. Next level performance.
All right, yeah, thanks, for sure, I'll be there. Hey, wait, hold on. I'm running by the field right now. You're never gonna guess. Dude, Medina's here. I think he's training for a comeback to the Sockers.
What are you talking about? Medina? He retired 2 years ago. He's too old, bro.
Oh, dude. You're right, bro. He's too old. Okay, so that barbecue, yeah.
Don't wait for the wait. Call your Cairo today.
Dr. Corey's office, how can we help you?
Oh, I got this. Let's get him in.
Okay, sounds good, Mr. Medina. We'll see you shortly.
Follow the San Diego Sockers on social media all season long and get the behind-the-scenes look at one of the top clubs in the Major Arena Soccer League. Follow us on Twitter at San Diego Sockers. Follow us on Instagram at San Diego Sockers. Follow us on Facebook, like the San Diego Sockers page. And new this year, follow us in Espanol at Somos Sockers. On Twitter at Somos Sockers. That's S-O-M-O-S Sockers. And Instagram también. 1-1 our score. Cesar Cerda for the Sockers. Vince McCluskey for the Stars. We flip sides. San Diego going left to right. And the Stars right to left as we look down from the north side of Pechanga Arena, San Diego. Fresh 15 on the clock for the Sockers and the Stars tied at 1.
And another fresh 15 on the clock.
Yeah, new fresh 15.
Fresh 15s.
Didn't like that 15. We sent it back to the chef. We got a fresh one up. Piping hot and ready for you on MASL TV.
This one's good to go.
Saturday. Sockers found their defensive footing after looking very shaky in the first 5 minutes. Here's Childs. Stepping up, McCluskey over the wall. Defensive clearance over the low wall on McCluskey. Sockers get top of the arc here.
Tough one for McCluskey there. Childs may have gotten a touch, but I guess not.
Vince waiting to lay down on this shot. We'll see. McCluskey's made a habit of going to turf tonight. Not in the flopping way, in the blocking way, like a hockey player. Here's Slav. Slav! Off target.
Certainly had lift.
The Rocket.
The
He's
Rocket
got a cannon.
The Rocket lifted off.
Escoto nudges past one, just sends the ball into space. Waltman is out to bend it away. Cox did well to get that away from a surging attacker. Now Pee Wee. Along the wall, he and Escoto. And Nagel's reach out led to a foul call. Always a great matchup when you got Boris Pardo against Danny Waltman. And so far, both keepers, 2 saves, according to the official records. Leo wanted to get that ball, had to see it go off the wall. Blind punt down the middle, chested away by Contreras. Canale make that Nagel one flying in. Now Contreras, ball is around his ankles. Give and go, squeaking out of there is Escoto. He runs down the middle. Leo, Pee Wee. Contreras, good idea. Chested by Escoto. Cox can step on it, and reaching out, Contreras draws his second foul of the half. Smart idea there, though. Keeping the ball low and hoping to see something pinball around. Waltman. Bond took himself out of the high pressure there for a moment. Came running in with so much momentum it took him away from the keeper. Slow ball to Ramos. But now the ball stretched out. Good hold-up play. Back to Ramos with space to shoot and score! Mike Ramos got it started on the defensive end and then triggered a perfect rush down the field. He finishes it himself for his 8th of the year and a 2-1 lead.
Let's get another look at this. It's a brilliant moment of playing out of the back from Tacoma, and Contreras is going to feel as if he could have maybe blocked this one, but take nothing away from Michael Ramos. And that near post finish, beating Boris Pardo. As Pardo jogs the ball out, puts it down on the logo. He's urging his side to keep it going, as the Sockers will again fight for an equalizer against the Tacoma Stars.
You know who isn't on the field tonight? Iran Poy Ruiz.
There it is.
And that 100% was not expected. That's all I know at this time, is that Pollo was in the lineup. Pittman even was talking about, hey, I'd like to come up and check out the broadcast at some point tonight. And then here he is on the field. So
shook his hand. He was wearing a scarf at 4:10, 4:15.
Yeah, so no Pollo tonight, and that's always a huge loss. Giles in the air.
Ooh.
Oh, Waltman. Did he keep that ball inside? Farber's down. Looks like he did. And is Brian okay?
Brian's okay, and thank goodness. That was dangerous from a few angles. Now what's going on here with Troy Peterson? Guys, we got back down on the pitch below us. Troy Peterson and Brian Farber were getting into it as McCluskey and Farber are still chatting, but that's Troy Peterson and Brian Farber. And I don't want to jump to any conclusions here.
Looking at it again.
It was a very dangerous play for Farber, and I was worried about his neck going into that gap between the post and the boards right there in the glass. And I think he might have kind of glanced his shoulder off. And I'm not sure if he got some contact going into it, but everything seemed hot. Everything seemed absolutely fine until Troy Peterson came over and said something, and suddenly Farber was quite hot and having a go at Troy Peterson. And there were a number of Tacoma players who came over to Brian Farber, and he said, "I ain't got no problem with any of you. This is purely a matter of the opposing number 4. So I guess we'll find out later what that was all about.
So a lot of questions coming up over the course of the last minute. Where's Pollo and what happened there? Leo steals one on the shield.
Where's Pollo? What did Peterson do? I need answers.
Here's the run for Gutierrez with Farber in the middle. Gutierrez, that ball went around funny. Farber sees it kicked away, the toe poke. It was like a poke check by a hockey goalie. And with the 3rd minute off the clock in the 2nd quarter, the Stars hold a 2-1 lead on a Mike Ramos goal from Corey Keats. An end-to-end rush. Sockers marking, particularly in midfield situations with the field stretched, have been wanting tonight. 2-3 very solid opportunities, including the 2 that were scored. And now Sockers defending a restart from the wall, tipped out to Juice Cox. He'll go for it, and the deflection was wild. But it comes back to San Diego with a chance to go with numbers. Gutierrez, Leo had to wait. 3 men around, and Gutierrez gets cleaned out. And the foul called, and no card availed.
It's a clear foul.
Deserved one.
It's a clear foul. It stops a transition for the Sockers.
And with the ball away, that's when the contact and the elbow were made. That's an easily cardable foul, especially from behind.
I'm with you, Craig.
I think that's a missed call. Now, having said that, the one thing you know about this veteran crew, Pena and Kia, these are not guys who pull the card easy. Escoto bends it, and Waltman had no choice but to stop that one. He dives on the loose ball before Gutierrez can get to it.
I think it was Christian shielding him the whole time there. I'm not sure if Gutierrez got a touch on it or what, but Waltman just frantic in the end of it. Does just enough to knock it down, prevent the Sockers from tying the score.
I really don't think he ever saw that ball, but was just in the right place.
Almost like there's a sixth sense in play for Danny Waltman.
With Cerda on him. Now the second man in is Leo on the big fella, Nick Pereira. Becomes a 2v2 scrum. 6-car pileup in the corner. Sig alert. And Pereira's down. Foul called. And now Ramos challenging. And things are getting very testy right now at Pechanga Arena, San Diego. McCluskey's in there again.
We're going to see here again McCluskey and Escoto going into the boards, and it was Ramos and Cerda with the afters once all was said and done here, and it was actually right above there, and you can see the legs of Ramos stepping in on Cesar Cerda, and again seeming to be quite clear that these two teams are not only not too fond of each other, but they've also, it's important to remember this, they've played against one another already this year. We're early on, and this is the second matchup between these two teams, and I feel like there's more than just tonight going into some of the images that we're seeing right now, Craig.
Look at Kia Depina as this has been subject to further review. You saw Fernando Pena wearing a headset there, but Kia out there like the guy in charge of the playground monitor, setting the rules, man, setting them hard. He was in the ear of Cerda and Ramos, a scolding. Pereira off the wall. Cerda takes it away from Ramos. Ball's loose, and it's going to be knocked back to Waltman. 2-1 Tacoma, trying to reprise their holiday Grinch act from a year ago. Be the team that spoils the holidays. Makes it for a sour Christmas at Sockers homes. Here's Nagel. Pitched battle with Cerda, brought him down. They went down together. Fernando Pena looks like he calls that one on Cerda. And we'll see this battle again.
Well, it's Sarah right in the middle of it again. Sarah, they're getting pinned up against the boards, and
I do think that's a foul on Cesar.
Yeah.
Because he got him on the leg whip. Lamar Nagel sitting on 3 personals now for Tacoma. Could affect his time on the floor here with 10 minutes and change left in the second quarter. 4 personal fouls and a half means a power play. Look at this. Pino pushed off the ball. The counterattack is on. The shot saved away by Pardo. That's a foul, but it is on one of the newcomers of the Stars, Logan Jones. He was given to us as number 0. He's wearing number 17. The 21-year-old out of Auburn, Washington. So foul on Logan Jones.
The fans getting lively. Both benches jumping at every whistle and every contentious call or moment. Things certainly got that simmering kind of feel to it right now.
Yes, they do. Waltman to Pereira. Pereira chips it across. Ramos! Header try! Third try over his head. Ramos, a creative attacker, and he just missed. McCluskey's starting to draw some boos from the crowd. Which filled in nicely here at Pechanga Arena for a Sunday evening. Waltman to Pereira, and again hits the inside of his foot with the pass. The roll, it's Hansen! Oh, he muffed it! Wearing the number 2 of Caruth and drawing a reminiscent groan. Pereira. Hansen needs to put that ball on net. Has to. Here comes Cox, the 1-2! Tripped up. The foul is called. It's a straightaway free kick. And the Stars say...
And a blue.
There's the blue. I was going to say, the Stars say it should be a blue, and it is.
If there's contact at all, it's a foul. It's a late challenge. There's clear contact. It's a clear foul. It's a blue. And a major scoring opportunity for the visitors from Tacoma.
Pee Wee will be sent for a trip. With 8:41 left in the first half, the Stars with a chance to build a multi-goal lead in San Diego. Lead 2-1. This power play will count down to either 6:41 left on the clock or a third Stars goal. San Diego on the year has conceded 4 of 9 opportunities and has scored once shorthanded. The shorthanded scorer was one Pee Wee Ortega, who is still on the floor right now, talking to Mike Ramos. And he got to go. Meanwhile, the officials are huddling at the officials' booth. So not sure what the discussion is. Pee Wee is not acting like he's going to head to the box. He and Ramos are talking. And now Kia says, Pee Wee, you have a date with the sin bin.
I was wondering if we were talking about a penalty shot here.
That's probably what they were talking about. And it's certainly worthy of discussion. Now, is this a shootout? I think this is a shootout.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Talking about a shootout. That's exactly what I was thinking there.
Awarded a shootout.
Yeah, it's a last man challenge, and there you go.
So Nick Pereira is given the chance to come in 1v1.
How about this? You want Sunday night entertainment? Here you go.
And this starts the power play. Pereira looking for his 6th goal of the year. Waiting for the whistle from Fernando Pena. And the rest of the team lined up at midfield. There's the whistle. Here's Pereira. The fake and the goal. Silky smooth. Easy. And with the little ironic smile. 3-1 Pereira, 3-1 Stars.
Easy peasy, cool as you like, Craig. guess we kind of built that drama up because we've seen these yield spectacular stuff over the years, and great saves or even great moments of dribbling or step overs or real elaborate finishing. Nick Pereira saying, forget all that, slot you home, 3-1. There's your 2-second power play. Player coach doing what he does best, score goals in the MASL.
And the Sockers, for the first time this season, find themselves, the second time this season, find themselves down a brace at home. And where's the answer for the Poyolus Sockers tonight? Pittman is the man who took his place last second, came to the arena not thinking he'd play. Contreras to Cerda. Sockers offense. Here's Escoto trying to change it, just put it into the chest of Wallman. Sockers offense has been mostly lacking tonight, save about a 5-minute stretch of the first quarter. Their defense at times good, at times quite poor, and a very much earned scoreline. And now, do we have 6 men on the field on Tacoma? We do. And here's un regalito donated to the Sockers, a stocking stuffer, a free power play on a bad change.
Inexcusable, really. And the first person will tell you that would be Nick Pereira.
Tacoma in complete control of this match at the moment, where they concede a mental mistake and give San Diego a power play. The Sockers on the year are 4 for 6 on the man advantage, while Tacoma has given up 2 goals in 3 attempts. Lamar Nagel, who's already sitting on 3 fouls, a smart choice by Nick Pereira to go into the bench. So he's in the penalty box, and the Sockers are on the man advantage. Player who normally would be up top in the man advantage is Poyo. He's not there. Pee-wee is taking that role. Leo bends it out of the corner for Slavisa Ubaparapovic. Slav, Giles, not ready to shoot. Leo back to Giles. Here's Giles. He'll shoot this time, just wide. Power play, minute 23 remaining. Sockers down 2. Pee-wee to Giles. Leo this time across, headed in, or chested out of the air. Knocked down and held by San Diego. Giles' pass, though, forces Pee-wee down to chase it to the penalty box. Under 7 to play in the first half. 3-1 Tacoma. Leo. Pee-wee. Had a power play goal Friday in Turlock. Slav cuts it to the corner. It's Escoto, and he misses his angle. And it looks like Tacoma's going to call timeout. Let's take a break. Halfway through the power play, can the Sockers score? We'll find out next on MASL TV.
Tequila. Treat yourself to the finer things in life.
When the Sockers return after the new year, they will take on the Ontario Fury on Retro Night. That is Sunday, January 5th, 2 weeks from tonight. Sockers and Fury, a 5 o'clock kickoff. The Sockers will be wearing their 1989-1990 white retro kits. They will be serenaded by the 1990 remix tunes of Bobby Cressy on the organ and DJ Mancat over the Pechanga Arena San Diego speakers. And it's team poster giveaway night with post-game autographs on the field. So it's a night not to miss. It's Retro Night, always one of the most fun nights of the year. And it comes your way 2 Sundays from now. Get your tickets at San Diego Sockers, sdsockers.com/tickets. Sockers on the power play for another 51 seconds on a too many men penalty against Tacoma, but trailing 3-1. Tacoma has netted twice in this quarter, like Ramos and Nick Pereira on a shootout. Here's Childs. Leo in the corner. Leo crosses it. Slav! His volley was wide out of the air. Went for the scissor kick. Trying again. Uba Peripovic. Stepping and crossing. Leo! That ball bounced up into his chest. Back to Slav. These two together. Shot blocked. Back to Pee Wee. 18 on the power play. Childs to Slav again. He puts his leg into it. There's McCluskey on the floor for a fourth time tonight. And he clears out Slav. Show the card. There it is from Kia Depina. Wow. An obvious call as the overzealous McCluskey goes to the floor one time too many. This time wiping out the back of Uba Peripovic's legs.
You see it right there. That's a dangerous challenge. It's a dangerous challenge, and McCluskey claiming he got there first. He never did. Slavica is a physical player himself. He helped McCluskey right back up to his feet and said, no, it was a foul. Worthy of a blue. And how about this two-man advantage opportunity for the next 11 seconds?
If the Sockers can score in 10 seconds, they'll have two power plays here. But it would take a shot right away. Escoto, this could be. It's Pee Wee. That shot blocked. Could have been a handball on Ramos. Headed back by Childs. This will wipe out the first penalty. Lamar Nagel is out of the box. He's going to have to come into the play on 3 fouls. Escoto across. Dummied by Leo in the middle. And surging in was Nagel. And he knocked it out for a top of the arc.
How about this? How about this opportunity?
Only a two-man wall. Childs, who looks very frustrated out there tonight. Only once in his career has he been held scoreless 3 consecutive matches. And he is sitting on 2 consecutive, no goal, no assist. Of course, has been battling injury, including a hamstring that he took a week ago tonight. There's only that two-man wall. Will it be Pee Wee? Will it be Slav? Slav to Childs. Off of Caceres! Twice off the line, Caceres!
Wow.
Power play, 1:30 left. Wow. The blocking of the Stars tonight. There's another one. Tacoma's got to be at about a dozen blocked shots and a half. Leo. Backheel pass. Down low, it's Escoto. Tiptoes it out. Pee Wee through the legs of a man. Extra advantage now. Childs comes in. He shoots and Waltman grabs it. And the Sockers are beyond frustrated as Tacoma calls a timeout.
Man. See the free kick again here. This block sequence on the line from Caceres. The first right there, off the thigh, off the bar, and then watch this one. Oh, we get the second look there of. Well, it was brilliant. I'll tell you that. If you saw it the first time, It was great, and I'll just tell you all about it. It was absolutely magical.
You can hit that minus 20-second button here on YouTube, and you can take care of that as well. 4:58 left in the second quarter. Next week it's Star Wars night. The Sockers, for the first time ever, wearing Lucasfilm-approved, OT Sports created Star Wars jerseys. Long sleeve, black sleeve. Darth Vader on the front, the Star Wars logo on one shoulder, MASL logo on the other. And you can get your hands on one of those game-worn jerseys. Auction is underway. Download the Live Source app. Auction will continue through next Sunday. Of course, it'll heat up on match night, so you can get those early bids in. As the Sockers will auction those jerseys to benefit the San Diego Food Bank, putting a nice bow on the December season of giving. 59 seconds left on a power play that takes on some alacrity here, Nate. The Sockers are a frustrated bunch. They've been a little bit pear-shaped at times tonight. At other times, they've seemed denied.
Important to note that this has essentially been a 3-minute power play already.
Yes.
And they've got nothing from it.
Save a handful of Tacoma blocks. Leo. Need to get that ball moving faster to avoid the blocked shots. Here's Childs tiptoeing it, but Leo thought the ball was going the other way. Had to chase it down into the corner. And now Childs. 33 seconds. It's Sloth. The curving shot again down to the turf. A Tacoma Stars block. Ramos, clever footwork. He gets bowled over from behind by Pee Wee.
Ramos has been immense tonight for this Tacoma team. Knew exactly what he was doing, drawing that foul, and did a great job possessing out. No frantic, panicked clearance. Carrying out. And he's going to carry himself over to the bench as Pereira comes back into the fold.
Contreras trying to hold him off. Quick return pass from Pardo, but now the clock is winding down on this second man advantage. Just 13 seconds left. The Sockers look like they're going to come up dry.
This is about 10 seconds from one of the most impressive penalty kills I've seen.
Escoto just about spoiled it, and he missed by an inch. And that's it.
Wow.
Even strength. McCluskey's out. And the shot blocking Stars are in control of this one right now, up by 2.
3 minutes and 49 seconds, that power play, with 11 seconds in there with a two-man advantage, and they get nothing. Not a darn thing off of that, trailing by 2 goals.
Got to get some fresh legs on the floor, too.
With the initial penalty, as you called it, a regalito. We're talking about an absolute gift there with a 6 on the field penalty, and that's where the Sockers have got to strike. They're going to be a frustrated bunch if they can't get one in the back of the net before halftime.
Here's Bond surging in. Bond off the wall, trying to knock it down. Christian Gutierrez, sidewall pass, lifted in the air by the Stars. Cerda says, tranquilo, I've got this.
Calmly done.
Contreras has been on the floor a lot. He had a mishandled touch there.
The opposite of that Cerda touch on the other side from Ray.
Here's Pino. Pino, it's little space. Tried to send it across to Gutierrez. Good track back by Cox. As we go under 3 minutes in the second quarter. Cerda's got the only goal for San Diego tonight. Here's Caceres up the middle. Pino trying to jump in. And as he and Keats got tangled, the play is continuing. Tacoma was in complaint. Leo wants the ball in the air. Leo in the corner on McCluskey. Chipped it off the goal wall and reaching in. Like a kid reaching on the dinner table to grab a plum. Danny Waltman. Danny looking to celebrate Christmas at home with a victory, just like he did last year over the Sockers. And the Stars are in a better position than they were at this time last year. Up 2. But the steal by Cerda. The counterattack possibility. It's Farber sizing up. Oh, and Waltman just got enough of that ball to keep it out of the net. Dropped his hip on it. Didn't get it all, but he got enough. Under 2 to play in the half. A frustrated Sockers group. Cerda did not like that call against. And he's got to be working up on 4 fouls too. Here's the Farber chance.
That shot from Farber there. Almost sneaking under Danny Waltman.
Yep. Cerda is on 3 fouls now. We remembered the 2 early in the quarter. So that is dangerous because Cerda's still on the floor. With 1:33 left in the half. He's got that much time to avoid drawing a foul. It's Ramos. Ball bounced away from him. Leo heads it back to Pardo. He'll roll it out quickly. Pittman's going to come off. Nope, he's going to stay on bend by the bench and says, I'm open. Farber can't get it there. There's too many people in between. He settles the play to Pino. So a late lineup change for the Sockers, completely unexpected, with Pittman replacing Iran Pollo Ruiz. And then a San Diego club that's had a lot of bite early in the quarter. Some good sandpaper moments, but the finishing has been rough as well. Farber off the wall, hoping for Bond. Now Farber reached in, got blocked off that ball well. Pee Wee reaches out to bring it down. 41 seconds left in the half. Pee Wee goes for it. Ramos blocks it away. The theme of the half. Tacoma sacrificing the body to block the shot. Might remember this from the playoffs too. That's what this has felt like. the Pacific Division Final. Childs to Pino, 20 seconds. Pee-wee has that long-range accuracy. He found Childs the chip! Waltman read it. 13 seconds. Sockers trying to pin the ball on the wall. It's held up by Derek Johnson. 3 seconds, and Tacoma will let the clock run out.
Well, how about
3-1 Tacoma. A perfectly earned scoreline. And I get a word downstairs, Nate, and I wanted to clean this up as quick as we could, that Pollo felt something in warm-ups. And that's where he went out. So that's why when you're in an active, you still show up to the arena, because you never know when you might draw in. 30 minutes complete. A 2-0 second quarter for the visitors from the Pacific Northwest. Mike Ramos, a full field give and go play with Corey Keats at 1:36 of the quarter. And then after a blue card on Pee-wee Ortega for a trip, last man in, it was a shootout penalty. And Nick Pereira with a very calm finish at 6:24. The Sockers then had 2 consecutive man advantages, and both of those man advantages came up dry. And as Nate noted, they practically laid one against the other like 2 dominoes. It was 3 minutes and 49 seconds of power play that the Stars were able to kill. Sockers trailing 3-1. Let's go down to the floor. Melissa May with head coach Phil Salvaggio.
Well, we're not fresh. I can tell you that. We had a long trip coming back, and most of the guys are tired. I mean, we got back at 5:30 a.m. last night, yesterday. So we're a bit tired. Having Craig, he's coming off an injury, and Farber is our freshest legs that we got.
What are some changes you're going to make coming out of the half?
We're going to try to keep the ball a little bit more, try to draw them out, and play man-to-man, and we got to try to take advantage of that somehow.
Are there any positives coming out of this half?
No, it's frustrating.
Thanks, Coach.
Melissa May with Phil Salvaggio. Halftime interview, 3-1 Tacoma, and just wanted to put this one statistical note in your head because it's true. The Sockers had a season high with 16 blocked shots last Friday against Ontario. It's one of their highest shot block totals that I can remember in years. The Tacoma Stars have 14 blocked shots right now, halfway through this match, including 6 for Vince Lay-'em-down McCluskey. So Tacoma putting out a physical effort, the likes of which you rarely see in the MASL in terms of a complete defensive commitment physically to stop the ball. And it's 3-1 Tacoma. We go to break. When we come back, a halftime interview with Sockers assistant coach and the victorious head coach of Team Mexico at the WMF World Cup, Rene Ortiz. And then we'll bring you second half action from San Diego. 3-1 Tacoma Stars, your halftime score on MASL TV.
Treat yourself to the fino things in life.
The proud son of an immigrant father, John Hernandez found his own path through a field of smoke. John found his fighting spirit in one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, a job few are willing to do. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
It's Paulina Salazar, your preferred real estate agent for the San Diego Sockers. I would love the opportunity to show you guys what I could bring to the table as far as real estate goes. So please do not hesitate to shoot me a text or a phone call.
It's halftime here at Pechanga Arena between the San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars, and our halftime featured guest tonight, Sockers assistant coach, former player, head coach of the WMF World Champion Team Mexico, Rene Ortiz. 3 titles for one guy. Rene, thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Let's talk first and foremost about how the team is gelling. It's amazing to think that after tonight's result, the Sockers will be at the quarter pole for the season. 6 games out of 24 played, a lot early in the year. Do you think it's helped the club find a rhythm?
I think so. I think we started late in our preseason, started kind of late after the World Cup. I think the players, had to transition from that experience of that tournament to the indoor game, and we were just not ready. We didn't look good in the first game. I think after a few weeks of practicing together and really getting back into the rhythm of the indoor game, the team is coming along. So it goes fast. So we cannot afford to have bad games anymore. We only have one at home. So we try to every game to make sure we put the best players available for that week and perform well.
It's amazing. If you think back to 11 years ago when the Sockers came back into existence, it was mostly a team of San Diegans, of locals, very few from south of the border. And now you look at this club, and it's more Mexican than it is American, but you've got 4 Tijuanense that are playing. And Rene, I give yourself a lot of credit for being a guy who's kept that pipeline open, kept looking for players. How proud of you are of the way this roster has changed in terms of makeup from 11 years ago to today?
I'm actually very proud of that. And I'm going to take it a few years back. When I first came to soccer, late 80s, there were no Americans. There were only a few Americans. There were mostly European players, as you know. And then after, I think, La Raza, 93, 94, won a couple of championships, I think people in the league start realizing that the Mexican player is actually a good player for the indoor game and open up the border for Mexican players. And then the rest, obviously, is less history because a lot of Mexicans came to San Diego. We're close to the border. Tijuana is a very good city to develop the indoor game. There's a lot of indoor rapido, football rapido fields. So I think Baja California and Tijuana, like myself, I didn't play indoor when I was growing up, but it was everybody's playing indoor soccer now, so it became very popular, and that helped the development, or the early development of the players. So right now, I'm very happy that Tijuanenses, like you said, like myself, are making the step to play professionally, which has helped also the Mexican indoor soccer program, as you know, because we have experience now with the indoor soccer, and then I can take it to the international level.
Well, you lead me perfectly into my third and final question, because all of us who were in Perth, Australia for the first 2 weeks of October will have a special memory to share for the rest of our lives, which is seeing that WMF World Cup unfold and to see Team Mexico go 7-0, win the championship, defeat Brazil, a club that had Leonardo de Oliveira on it, seeing the U.S. team go by the wayside. It was Team Mexico that won. 8 Sockers players, yourself, Victor Melendez, 2 Sockers coaches on that team. When you reflect now, how proud of you are you of that achievement?
I mean, that's a huge one. I mean, we win the World Cup. It's probably the best thing that happened to me as a coach and as a player. I had the fortune to play with the USA futsal team, the USA beach soccer team. So I know what it's like to play international level, but to win a tournament with that magnitude, obviously, it's just something that anybody involved in sports dreams about. So I'm very proud to be part of that, and very happy that 8 of our guys who play on the Sockers had a chance to experience that championship. So hopefully, we can transition that good vibe and that championship experience to the Sockers. That's where we work every day. And I think we're very blessed to have the combination of the American players and the Mexican player, which sometimes it's not the best one. So that's our job as coaches, trying to make sure everything's get along, everybody understands the rules, and make a good product. And I'm sure championship team this year for the Sockers.
He lifted a cup in October. He's looking to lift a cup in April. Assistant coach Rene Ortiz, head coach of the WMF World Cup champions Team Mexico. Thank you so much, Rene, for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
We'll come back. We'll get you some highlights from the first half. Second half kickoff coming up. You're watching the Sockers and Stars on MASL TV.
yourself to the finer things in life.
Your team. The perfect fit. The game ball. Are you ready? Soccer Loco, next level performance.
All right, yeah, thanks for sure. I'll be there. Hey, wait, hold on. I'm running by the field right now. You're never gonna guess. Dude, Medina's here. I think he's training for a comeback to the Sockers.
What are you talking about? Medina? He retired 2 years ago. He's too old, bro.
Oh, dude. You're right, bro. He's too old. Okay, so that barbecue, yeah.
Don't wait for the main. Call your Cairo today.
Dr. Corey's office, how can we help you?
Oh, I got this. Let's get him in.
Okay, sounds good, Miss Medina. We'll see you shortly.
Welcome back to our annual holiday game, the Sockers and Stars. 3-1 Tacoma. Here's how it happened. Vince McCluskey, who had one of the best halves of his Stars career, got things started with a goal, a left-footed finish. Sockers would answer back off persistent possession with Brian Farber crashing in, and it was the Leo shoulder play. Gutierrez to find Cesar Cerda, who rolled it home. 1-1 was the first quarter score, but then the give and go. Corey Keats to Mike Ramos, finishing right down Route 1 for his 8th goal of the year. And after a shootout blue card against Luis Pee Wee Ortega, Nick Pereira, a little subtle shot fake, got Pardo to commit. The rest of the match of the half was all about the defense of Tacoma as Mr. and Mrs. Claus circled the field. You saw that save from Danny Wallman. Saves weren't really the story in that first half for the Tacoma Stars. I mean, Danny Wallman was fine, and he had a couple of very good saves, one point blank down low where he got the right hand extended. Wallman was credited with 9 saves. But think about this, and we'll be welcoming Nate back into the conversation momentarily. In addition to 9 saves for Danny Waltman in the first half, Tacoma recorded 14 blocked shots. The Sockers' season high for blocks is 16 for a match. Tacoma had 14 and a half, including 6 blocked shots and a half by Vince McCluskey, who kept throwing himself down on the floor, a rolling log, to block San Diego shots. Remarkable, the defensive effort exerted by the Tacoma Stars in that first 30 minutes as San Diego outshot Tacoma in the second quarter 15-2, and Tacoma won the quarter 2-0. 2 shots, 2 goals for Tacoma. 15 shots, no goals for San Diego in that quarter, with Danny Waltman getting 7 saves in the quarter and Tacoma racking up all those blocks. So 30 minutes left, and for the Sockers, here are some key offensive questions. Question number 1, Brandon Escoto. Can the Sockers get their talented midfielder going? This is the 3rd consecutive game that Escoto has been shut down hard. Let's go down to the floor. Assistant coach Renee Ortiz may have some answers with Melissa May.
What's your message going into halftime?
We just need to regroup. We need to go back to the basics, follow our runners, and get the confidence back. So pretty much kind of change the attitude a little bit. It was our kind of like wild first half. So we need to get back to a rhythm of the game. Hopefully things will change for us.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Thank you, too.
Cheers.
Renee Ortiz, our halftime guest, our start of second half. guest, and we appreciate both of those. We mentioned Brandon Escoto. Can he get the finish on? How will he react to the double teams? Craig Childs. Does Craig Childs have a finish in there? It's been 3 games for the Sockers captain. And can San Diego track runners down the middle? These are multiple questions to be answered. San Diego has 30 minutes to find those answers, or they could find themselves at a 4-2 mark. We're getting ready for the start of the third quarter. San Diego in this quarter will be running right to left. The Stars will be running left to right across your screens. With Melissa May on the field, my name's Craig Elston, and with third quarter play-by-play, we turn things over to Nate Abarea.
I do not have the answers to all of those questions that my broadcast partner just asked. Perhaps the men in blue and gold will have a few. Nick Pereira is going to be kicking off for Tacoma. And we are underway here in the third quarter as Danny Waltman gets the touch at his feet and plays forward to one of the star players of that first half, Michael Ramos. It's back now in the Tacoma half. Played up this near side wall and cut out by Leonardo de Oliveira. Sockers playmaker types are certainly going to be looking to get more involved in this second half. 15 shots, though, as you heard from Craig, moments ago in that second quarter. Guys were certainly involved, but Tacoma is doing everything they can to thwart, quite literally, every scoring opportunity that the Sockers had in that second period. 15-2, the shot total. In that second 15-minute stanza saw Tacoma score goals on both of their shots on target, one of which was on a shootout. Rolling it in from just in front of the red line was Nick Pereira. Spor Esparto took a couple of steps out and was quickly beaten by the Tacoma marksman. Right now it's Guerrero Pino in the center circle. Forward to the elder statesman, all-time leading scorer Craig Childs. Back now with Pee Wee. Pee Wee drives off glass, just a little bit wide as well. McCluskey, those 6 blocked shots that Craig talked about. Also dished out a few fouls in that first half and became the subject of quite a few booing episodes from the deep end and folks around the Grand Old Arena. Hesitate to call him public enemy number 1. I don't want to get carried away, but he's certainly not a friend of Sockers fans right now for multiple reasons. Vince McCluskey. He also scored the opener in this game. Brilliant near post finish past Boris Pardo. This one's going to roll all the way into the hands of Danny Waltman. Couple of minutes quickly ticking off of this third quarter game clock. Waltman's pass is nearly picked off. Decent hold-up play. It's back in the center circle for the visitors in white, attacking from left to right. And those visitors have got the 4th goal of the night. Tacoma make it 4-1. They've got the 5th goal of the evening as a whole, and 4 of them, would you believe it, have been scored by the Tacoma Stars. How about this, Craig Elston?
Well, abysmal marking, and Pee Wee, who had sold out to steal the ball, when he lost it, it was 2v1 low. From which point, excellent job by the veteran Jamail Juice Cox to commit Contreras, and in fact, Contreras helped deflect that ball into the net. So Cox is the last to touch, will get that credit. In outdoor, that'd be considered an own goal, and one of the answers came up dry. Can the Sockers mark up the middle of the field? Right now, San Diego has been as bad defensively tonight as Tacoma's been good.
I said I didn't have the answers, and apparently neither did Phil Salvaggio's team. Time to wake up right now. This game could get lost in a hurry. They trail by 3 as Leo draws a whistle against McCluskey. What do we have here?
Looks like a bench warning.
Never mind. But the foul, you do have something over there. Okay, so the foul indeed on McCluskey. Yes. And then the subsequent bench warning. McCluskey claiming that he took a bit of a slap across the face there from Leo. Yes. And the officials clearly not having it. Childs shot blocked by a Tacoma player. That time charging out was Corey Keats.
In basketball, you'd say you need to start doing some ball fakes and pump fakes. on shots. It's not exactly the same. Faster ball movement is needed for the Sockers tonight. Far too much of this type of dribbling that won't get you anywhere against a team that's committed 5 behind the ball.
Committed 5 behind the ball. I mean, that's the way to put it. As Escoto takes a shot to the chops.
2 fouls from McCluskey in 3 minutes.
Very quick fouls against McCluskey inside the opening 3 minutes of this third quarter. But if you're to make a traditional outdoor soccer comparison, I mean, this is the extent. Oh, look out here. Played quickly, and it's in! Slaviša Uba Perapovic makes it 4-2. Girls San Diego. 12:08 left in the third. Slav on the board.
Tacoma complaining about the quick restart. They thought the whistle shouldn't have sounded, but the ball was down, and it was Escoto to Slav. Perfect squaring pass across the frame. And Uba Perapovic, you give him that spot. Look how he sneaks it in through a mail slot in between Waltman and the right post. The accuracy of Slav for his 4th goal of the year.
Well, what I was getting at there was it would be the equivalent of on a full-size outdoor pitch of a team having 9 or 10 behind the ball, and one way to beat it is to catch them sleeping. If you can't break them down, lure them to sleep. And look at the high press in full effect here from the Sockers. It's Cerda. Tripping over the ball in the corner.
I'm going to tell you what, the Sockers fans got about halfway there tonight on the call and response for Uba Perapovic. It's going to take a while, but we got about halfway there.
We're working on people's bilingualism. We'll work on tri and quadlingualism as we go on.
I mean, it is a 6-syllable name. They've got the first 2 down now. They've got Ubi.
Here's Leonardo de Oliveira. Guerrero Pino. Pino cutting in. Pino driving. Pino high off the glass. As Leo works this thing back to Cerda. Pino, Leo top of the arc. Christian Gutierrez. Cerda. To Guerrero Pino, the warrior. Leo pokes it away. Leo down in the corner. Leo drives with the left foot. Christian, goal, 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 goal. San Diego 4-3. They're creeping back from 4-1 down to just a goal behind with 10:42 left in the third.
That's why you stay with the run, Nate, in indoor soccer. Because for Christian Gutierrez, you don't know where it's going to deflect. Waltman got the leg out there, but couldn't get the leg on the ball. It hit off of the Sockers logo, that Sockers chant logo down there. And to Gutierrez for the clean and simple finish right in front of the net. 2 back in for a 4-3 score. And the Sox are starting to heat up.
Here's Nick Pereira trying to calm his troops down. 10.5 left here in the third quarter.
2v1.
Here comes Pee Wee Ortega.
Well, it was until the ball held up.
The ball not on the same page. And here's Travis Pittman. Pee Wee Ortega working back to Boris Pardo. Under 10 remaining. Set a quick 2 minutes off the clock. Rather long subsequent 3. Just 5 minutes gone. And change now here in this third quarter. A couple of late challenges coming in, but no harm done. There have been 3 goals scored here in this third quarter. The first one from Tacoma. The next 2 for the home side in blue and gold.
The Sockers and Stars would like to thank Miter, the official game ball provider of the MASL.
Dynamite drop in. Here's Danny Waltman. Here's Brandon Escoto. Here's Cesar Cerda. Golazo. All knotted at 4. It's Tijuana to Saltillo for the 4th goal of the night for San Diego.
How about that left-footed finish for... Wow, I don't know what happened there. Left-footed finish for Cesar Cerda, faking out Waltman, who thought he would take it with the right, and Escoto, who we talked about needing to be a distributor, coming up with 2 assists in the quarter. Now some answers are coming for San Diego as we are all square.
And it's looking good. It's looking really good. It's looking crisp.
Here's Pee Wee on a steal attempt, perhaps, and Escoto to be able to clean it up. And I love the energy right now, Nate, that the Sockers are bringing to the floor.
Christian Gutierrez sucked in on the boards. Escoto on the Kaiser Permanente logo, back to Pee Wee Ortega. Pee Wee Ortega forward to Christian. Back to Guerrero Pino, and the Warriors says, everybody take a deep breath. Let's calm this thing down. 4 Mexicanos and a Brasileño out on the pitch right now for the boys in blue and gold. With this line featuring many World Cup superstars, be the line that gives the Sockers their first lead of the night. Leo, far away from goal, further than he likes to be. He works his way back over in the corner. Immediately off the wall, awkward one. Escoto jumps in front. Brandon getting feisty and getting active and getting involved in this thing. You love to see it after the first half struggles, after the early season struggles for Brandon Escoto. You love to see that fight still in the Sockers number 19. Here's Slaviša, Uba Perapovic, Slaviša, Uba Perapovic saved Danny Waltman with the feet. It had to be with the feet, he was out of the box. Here's Slav! Slaviša, Uba Perapovic, how dare you? Goal! Third quarter magic in San Diego. The Sockers have the lead, and that will be seen on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Email it to your friends. Save this video. Send it out on VHS, however they got to see it. Make sure everybody sees one of the finest volleyed finishes that you're ever going to witness.
We told you about the left foot of Slav. You see the menacing pace. You see the dirty finish. You see what Slaviša Uba Perapovic is all about on one shot right there. Dare I say Calafino top shot of the night? Well, it's your obvious clubhouse leader of the 9 scored so far. And there have been a couple pretty ones from the visitors, to be sure, but the last 2 finishes in particular, 4 in a row. The Sox are on a roll here, Nate, but Slav's finish outside straight away, snuck it inside the post. Gutierrez, classic indoor goal. But Cerda to finish left-footed, finish with the off foot, and then Slav to put in that blast. San Diego showing the quality that makes you a top club. Look at that crack. Nothing to say.
No.
Nothing to say.
It wasn't a Mexicano or a Brasileño, but rather a Bosnian in the end of it that got the Sockers the lead.
Skill has no border, Nate.
Skill indeed has no border, and you say crack, and it's the Mexicanos who would say eres crack when you see that finish right there from Slaviša Uba Perapovic. And my favorite moment there, you look down on the bottom right of your screen and you saw the reaction from Luis Pee Wee Ortega. It very much mirrored the reaction from my broadcast partner Craig Elston way up here in row Z. Everybody just sort of bowing down to the grace and the power, the combination of finesse and absolute brute force That was that moment of magic.
Look out here.
From Slaviša Uba Peripovic, and almost with a Slav-like effort. Tacoma trying to tie the score. Class. Class.
Burger, burger.
Trilingualism, Craig. We're on our way.
Sounded like Miss Othmar from the Peanuts.
The effort is there. It's half the battle. Here's Nick Pereira. We're a little over halfway into this third quarter, and what a third quarter it's been. Where was this all night? Taylor Bonds. I think Nick Pereira was trying to say that he just tripped over himself. I think there was a little bit of contact down there from Nagel. Not all too much. Bonds slow to get up and now rises and says, I'm good.
You know, this takes me back to Rene Ortiz, his interview with Melissa May to start the half, because one of the things he said is the Sockers need to get their confidence back. And I think Slav finishing that close play after so many shots had been blocked and denied, that kind of got that confidence flowing, and look where it's taken the Sockers now.
Pardo forward to the captain.
Now can they get this guy going?
Surprisingly, really the one Soccer who hasn't gotten it going all too much. Here's Slaviša getting knocked to the floor, and you thought maybe get a little star call action there, but no call instead. It's just one down to the corner. Knocked away and retained by Pee-wee. Pee-wee. That's that Kaiser Permanente logo. To the late inclusion in the squad this evening, Mr. Pittman. Contreras. Back to Pee-wee Ortega. The Chicago in. As that New Yorker goalie calling for it, and instead, is it over? Travic P. And eventually rolls back to the man from Queens as we roll past the 6-minute mark in this third quarter. This one bounces for Pittman. Here it is. Goal. Travic P. Dance, my friend. You've earned it. Goal! Travis Pittman, who Craig Elston scored a vital goal with a very similar scoreline just the other night in Turlock. This time, he gets a chance to show off the dance moves at home. Show off with rather large air quotes.
And right through the 5-hole of Waltman for Pittman. Again, Iran Pueblo Ruiz came out for warm-ups for the Sockers, felt something go, and was unable to answer the bell. And Travis Pittman, who very much did not expect to be in this match, he had a party hat on. And based on that dance, it looked like it was a party that was on.
I think he's still got the party hat on.
Travis P's got a goal in back-to-back matches this weekend now. Go on, you crazy kid from Manassas.
Well, I talked about getting that volley from Slaviša Uba Peripovic on a GIF or looped onto social media. I feel like we're going to have to do that. And also, I'm talking to you, wonderful, wonderful TVX crew. I think we're also going to have to get a loop of that dance sequence there from Travis Pittman.
Oh, that'll be a GIF.
That's right up there with plays of the season.
That'll be a GIF.
Not saying it was good, but it's up there with the most entertaining plays of the season thus far.
Well, I liked Gutierrez getting in there as the Astaire to his Ginger Rogers. I appreciated that.
And that reference was not the least bit passé.
Not passé, past its time. It was anachronistic.
As Guerrero Pino goes to the floor, and you were thinking maybe a little bit of simmer and almost boil was going to start again, a la the first half of this game. But cooler heads do prevail after Pino and Canale were mutually tangled to the floor. I think the notion that I understood the reference is actually the scariest thing.
Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers is American history. That's not
greater volumes of my nostalgia.
I mean, you know who Bing Crosby is.
I don't know if you could say that about everybody these days.
Do you know who Bing Crosby is?
I do know who Bing Crosby is.
Man.
I don't speak for everybody. Oh, you were asking someone else who said no. Everybody proved my point for me. This is magical. We're under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Fred Astaire, Jimmy Rogers, Bing Crosby, Nick Pereira, Craig Childs, Ginger Rogers, Jimmy Rogers. I've been listening to a lot of Waylon Jennings, not expecting everybody to even know who that is. If you want to get the rabbit, not the LOG, you got to make a commotion like a DOG. Well,
there we go.
The Sockers have certainly made a commotion. You knew I was going to tie it all together.
I appreciate you.
Here's Pino fighting through. Appreciation, patience, love, and kindness during the holiday season. That's what it's all about.
Look out.
Tacoma, after taking a 4-1 lead in this third quarter.
Well, let's get one back right there. The Sockers were begging to give up a goal that whole way.
They get one back through who else? Nick Pereira. A goal for Tacoma makes it 6-5. And as the Sockers were just kind of had 6s and 7s, and I almost want to say shambolic at the back there for about a 30-second period. A lot of ball watching, not a lot of defensive shape, and Boris Pardo ends up paying the price for it as everybody else out in the field was kind of lost somewhere else.
Second assist for Keats, but you said it. That was just a bad minute.
But perhaps they could make up for it over at this end, in a quarter that has not lacked for entertainment. Nor has it lacked for goals.
Yeah, one thing I might note is that after picking up 2 fouls in a minute, McCluskey is just taking his first shift since. He hasn't been out there nearly as much and wasn't out there a ton during that big 5-goal run for San Diego. He's been the defensive star tonight for Tacoma.
3.5 on the clock. 6-5 the score. Sockers with the lead.
Open.
They're trailing 4-1. Boris has got to come out of the box there. He does so calmly. Bit of a high boot there from Gutierrez. No foul. Gutierrez goes into that one and may have kind of knocked it on Aussie rules football style. No call. Gutierrez is on the right foot. Gutierrez off the glass. Childs bounces it into the hands of Danny Wolkman.
Craig obviously wanted service earlier than that, but after a nice goal, I'm not upset with Gutierrez lining that one up.
The ball that fell to Childs wasn't
Great
worse than the end
tackle.
of it. Great slide. Great slide.
Aguirre brings a lot to this team. Look out.
Pereira taken down. Pereira told to get up by a couple of Sockers players and by the officials.
I tell you what, in Turlock, that would have been a penalty shootout on Friday. That's the difference of an experienced official.
Taylor Bonds plays it back and guides himself back to the bench. Quick change for the Sockers as we approach 2 minutes remaining. Leo tripped up. Could be a blue. Will just be a standard foul.
Leo took that one hard, though. Nagel with, again, a very dangerous play. You know, the ball's loose, and then you left that leg up there with nowhere to escape because you've got the boards to the side. Oh, right to the foot. And Nagel has now committed his 5th foul of the match. 6 is you're out of there. So Nagel's a foul away. McCluskey is 2 fouls away from a blue card. Nagel's a foul away from bye-bye. And the Sockers would get a power play in that circumstance as well.
It's Travis P in the goal mouth there. You see him sneaking over to that back post. Here's Cerda. It works over to Pittman. Here's Travis Pittman. Left-footed drive is blocked and launched out of play.
Escoto has been a distributor this quarter. Let's see if he can get in the act again.
Escoto. In a 1-goal game. A game that was a 3-1 scoreline in favor of Tacoma just over 13 minutes ago.
And then it was 4-1.
Wild third period here in San Diego. And at the back post, having it slip just under the legs is Aguirre. Back to Escoto. Pump fake. Back to Leo. Brasileño. Tee up Cerda. He tees up Cerda. What a save by Waltman! Another save by Waltman. Bouncing around. Escoto, another chance. Brandon, still Brandon, still Brandon. Oh, off the crossbar. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Great play by the Sockers in that attack, and 3 tremendous chances, and Waltman makes back-to-back saves. That Aguirre header was heading home. Waltman made the touch he had to. Great play by Danny Waltman.
Great play by Brandon Escoto. Almost giving Slavicia a run for his money for goal of the night.
Canale got cleaned out, but Bond was in the air and touched the ball with his head first.
Yeah.
It was a legit call.
Escoto launches forward for Childs. Childs knocks back. This game is hitting that simmer feel again. It's never really hit the full boil, but I wouldn't put it past the gods of this game. This one's got some drama left in it. Certainly a few extracurriculars as well. It's just got that feel. It's been that kind of night. And it's been quite the entertaining third quarter. Will it end with a lead for the home side? Or can Tacoma tie the score here in these final 20 seconds? That one skims along the top of the wall and touched someone on the Sockers bench. Tacoma with the restart.
This is a fortunate play for San Diego, because Pee Wee, as we're going to see the Bond play in the air. Wow. Well, Bond got the ball with the head, and he did have that arm swing right through Caceres as well. No question about it when you see the replay.
Jamil Cox gets us back underway. Likely the last attack for either side to be had here by the visitors from the Pacific Northwest, and a shot goes high and over. The Sockers, perhaps, make me eat my words and we get a scoring opportunity at the other end. Hope everybody's enjoying this broadcast wherever and however you got it tuned in. Here in America's finest city, Sockers fans checking in from all over the United States, Mexico, and all over the world. As Travi P works it back to Guerrero Pino, and that's going to do it for the end of the quarter. And special hello to everybody watching up in the Tacoma, Seattle, and Tacoma Stars country, we'll call it, up there in the Pacific Northwest. A pleasure and a privilege to be with you. Yours truly, Nate Abaurrea, my broadcasting colleague Craig Elston, and our own Melissa May, and our wonderful TVX crew. That's the end of the third quarter. The Sockers lead 6-5. They trailed 4-1 in that third quarter. We'll be back for the decisive fourth period after this, right here on MASL TV.
Treat yourself to the fino things in life.
The proud son of an immigrant father, John Hernandez found his own path through a field of smoke. John found his fighting spirit in one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, a job few are willing to do. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
It's Paulina Salazar, your preferred real estate agent for the San Diego Sockers. I would love the opportunity to show you guys what I could bring to the table as far as real estate goes. So please do not hesitate to shoot me a text or a phone call.
Welcome back in to the grand old arena, Pechanga Arena, San Diego, where the San Diego Sockers lead the Tacoma Stars on a score of 6-5. Halftime score in this game was Tacoma 3, San Diego 1. Tacoma then added another goal in the third quarter to give the visitors a 3-goal lead, 4-1. And then the Sockers came roaring back with 5 straight, including one of the goals of the year thus far in this young 2019-2020 MASL season. A marvelous left-footed volley from Slavisha Uba Perapovic, one of 2 goals in that quarter for Slav. Player coach, the usual suspect, Nick Pereira, got one back before the end of the quarter for Tacoma, setting up quite the intriguing final 15 minutes as it's the Sockers 6, the Stars 5, San Diego versus Tacoma. Remember, you can get your family 4-packs for just $79. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 drinks. The best deal that you're going to find here in San Diego. $79, the family 4-pack. Get yours today at sdsoccers.com. My name is Nate Abarea, Melissa May down on the field. And for fourth quarter play-by-play, I give you, with great pleasure, Mr. Craig Elston.
Thank you so much, Nate. We started the second half asking several questions of the San Diego Sockers. We got a couple of key answers in that third quarter. Brandon Escoto was a great distributor. The Sockers, after early mistakes, shut down Tacoma. They outshot the Stars 11-3 in that third quarter and 5-2 on the scoreboard. But the late tally from Nick Pereira at 10:52 keeps this a 1-goal match. And the man on your screen is the last question to be asked. Can Craig Childs, who is looking at 3 straight games without a point for San Diego, dealing with a hamstring, the veteran, can he be a part of the attack here in the fourth quarter as the Sockers look to salt this one away? Or can Tacoma keep him quiet and keep a greater chance at a comeback victory on the road? The final 15 to determine. Ray Contreras, who saw a ball deflect off his leg into the net earlier tonight. Cox, good turn, got right past 2 Sockers. Cox will then go for glory and miss wide. And he really didn't have any support on that beautiful individual effort. Now the counterattack. Cesar Cerda with 2 goals tonight. Cerda steps over in the middle, sends in Leo. Here's Leo looking for Farber. That looked like a sure finish for San Diego, and it comes up wanting. Headed by Slav out of play.
Could have been an own goal as well. Fortunate stuff there for Tacoma to still be just the goal down. What a game this has turned into. Slow start, and my goodness, did this train pick up speed in the third quarter.
Fourth quarter, so the keeper can come across midfield now. Danny Waltman takes a step over to prove the point. Contreras stepped in and drew a foul from Nick Pereira. Pereira, and a second whistle in quick succession. And Nick is told to head on down the highway. And Contreras says, I'm out of here, man. As you can see right there. Oh, yeah, wow. That was subtly quite dirty, being on the opposite side of Kia Deppina's view. Wow. Huh. A subtle little play there by the player head coach. Hey, take him when you can get him, right, Nick? Here's Contreras to Leo. Ray's going to burst up the middle. Leo's going to hold, find, and Contreras. It was in between 2 good runs of Contreras and Gutierrez. They were both in scoring position, and the pass went in between the 2. McCluskey, challenged by Leo, falls and draws the whistle, and I mean it.
They just love this guy here. Beloved.
This ball pushed away, and now Canale with a chance. How about Pee Wee from behind to get a piece of that?
That's a big fight back from Pee Wee right there. That's major.
Corner kick coming.
Talk about subtleties. Pee Wee stretching out the back afterwards. Just that little nudge that he got there within the bounds of legality. He did just enough to force the attacker off.
But look out here. It's Pereira on a set piece. He's got Caceres, the second pass, the shot, just high. San Diego's got a runner. It's Escoto. Had to wait for the ball. Escoto saw Nagel get back. And Lamar Nagel, who's 1 foul away from expulsion, made a critical challenge. Second minute off of a nervous clock in the fourth quarter. 6-5 San Diego. Here comes the run by Cox, knocked down. The counter's on again. And with a fresh man off the bench, Escoto sees a 2v2. Jamel Cox was well done to get in the way. Now Childs to Gutierrez. Gutierrez off the wall, looking for himself or Childs. Waltman with a hustling challenge. Childs will rake it back to Guerrero Pino. 6-5 San Diego. Sockers trailed 1-0 and tied it. Saw Tacoma scored 2 in the second quarter on their only 2 shots of the period to take a 3-1 lead into the half. The early goal by Jamel Cox at 2:06 of the third put San Diego down at home 4-1. Then a run of 5 straight. Here's Pino. Sidewall pass to himself. Oh, and the ripping shot was just wide by about 3 inches. And over the sliding attempt of Pittman. Now it's a counterattack. This pass well read by Pino on its way to Pereira across the field. Serta back and forth action here at Pechanga Arena, San Diego, with the 3rd minute off the 4th quarter clock. Serta slows things up for a moment. Giles, quick pass back from the target. It's Pittman. And it's back to Boris Pardo. Still time for each keeper to be involved in this thing too, as Caceres was able to do enough against Childs to force him from getting a touch on that ball. The rollout finds Derek Johnson up the middle, and now this pass creates a 2v1 down low, but Serta is able to get a loose ball away. Johnson steals it back, and now here's Canale over to Ramos. Ramos, the striker, settles and sends back to Caceres, and Tacoma's starting to show some possession here in the 4th quarter.
Showing some fight without a doubt. They ain't going away.
Johnson. This group without Pereira on the floor, but still dangerous. Stepping forward, Ramos. Ramos again. Partially blocked by Farber. Bond lost it. McCluskey stumbled over the ball. Or else he could have sent in Canale. Now Canale in the middle, trying to turn. The pressure by Serta. Ramos works it along the mid-boards with the 4th minute gone, and the Sockers clinging nervously to a 1-goal lead. Farber trying to run through. Play on. Canale shoots wide. Peterson steps in now. The whistle. And this is tough for Brian Farber's perspective. He thought he had drawn a foul, and then he gets called for the foul.
You see on the replay here, I think what's unfortunate is that probably was a foul there, coming in a little bit late after that first touch off the Tacoma player, off of Troy Peterson, and it's Farber and Peterson. You remember that little duel from back in the 1st quarter. Those two getting into it yet again here in the 4th.
Pereira back out there for this set piece. You know he can score it himself. 3-man wall. He will pass it, and the good read by Serta. On the run. Farber in front. Farber with the ball! Waltman! A critical kick save. Farber brought to the turf. Pereira spins on Serta, and Serta can't believe the whistle he hears.
Neither can Brian Farber. Down at the other end thinking that he'd drawn a foul.
And the fans voicing their frustration. Well, it looked
Again,
like an errant swing that connected with Farber from behind there. And now Serta is sitting a foul away from being sent. He's got 5 fouls.
What Cesar was trying to say, they got a good look at it. Actually, funny enough, from the replay from up top, actually, just from our regular action camera there, I think Serta got ball first on that challenge. It was just kind of a funky angle. I think he did get the ball first on that challenge.
Bond gets cleaned out by Chase Hansen. And with the 5th minute leaking off the clock, minute 50, here's another foul on Hansen, 2 in quick succession. Here comes Pee Wee. Final 10 minutes underway from Pechanga Arena, San Diego. What an entertaining match this has been. This is a crossfield pass stolen. Here comes an opportunity perhaps for Tacoma. Holding the ball up is the rookie Logan Jones. Up from Stars 2. Stars reserves now Leo. Escoto, a wall of white in front of him.
Good. I mean, if that wasn't just the perfect microcosm of Brandon Escoto's season right there, I mean, that was Steph Curry-like. Those 4 Tacoma players just consuming him there as soon as he touched the ball. I don't necessarily think that was by plan. It was just kind of coincidence, but it still just kind of sums up what he's going through.
Caceres on the run, hoping for the pass from Keats. He's going to run it down. Escoto stays with him on the mid wall. Back to Ramos. Reaching in Gutierrez on the steal. And this one punted out. Now this could be against San Diego. Let's see. They'll call a deflection. Ramos, meanwhile, took one to the foot. He's hobbled. Pereira, arms outstretched, baffled.
Every Tacoma player.
Top of the arc.
Every Tacoma player is calling for top of the arc. And the old roll of the arms there.
Ramos. Back to the head coach. And defending MVP, Nick Pereira. How many times have you heard that sentence in pro sports? Steal. Pee-wee. Ball out on the run. Chasing it down Aguirre. Gutierrez runs to the far post. Aguirre had to stop and settle the ball. Now finds Leo. Always a good plan. De Oliveira holds it up, sends it back, and gets applause from Pee-wee Ortega for not forcing the issue.
Good stuff from everyone involved there, including Tacoma, transitioning back defensively.
Here's a guy I'm glad to see on the floor and want to see involved still, and that's Slavica Ubaparapovic. Pittman. Those two both scored a goal in the third quarter. So did that man, Cesar Cerda. Again, I make that Aguirre. One more foul on Cerda puts him out of the match. One more foul on Nagel would put him out of the match for Tacoma. Here's Aguirre. Here's a tiptoe pass. Pittman keeps possession alive. Lots of time still. Pee-wee pushed off gently by Pereira. The ball kind of settled there for a minute. Slav dug it out. Pee-wee. Here's Leo. Here's Slav looking for 3. Pereira taken down by Pee-wee. Slavica looking for the hat trick.
Almost getting it. And then this follow through right there, catching Nick Pereira. And I'll tell you what, Pee-wee apologized. That could have been a card. I know he apologized, and those two get along just fine. And Nick Pereira took his hand in sportsmanship nonetheless. That really could have been blue. And a crucial 2 minutes of a man advantage for Tacoma. Instead, we're still at even strength. Okay, then.
Great shift of pressure there by Slav in the last 20 seconds of it. He's off, and Gutierrez is on. 7.5 to go. We are halfway through the fourth quarter. Heading to the stretch run. No one has scored in this quarter after a 7-goal third. And we are at 6-5 still, but for how long? Good battle along the wall here. Contreras dug it out and drew a foul. Canale, who felt he was fouled down low in a much more dangerous scoring position, didn't want to hear a whistle against himself. Now both 5 foul players are on the floor. Cerda for San Diego, Nagel for Tacoma, number 27. So keep an eye on that as these players go through this shift. And can the Sockers put pressure on Nagel? And do they know? Got a whistle and a foul over there, not on Lamar Nagel on the other side of the floor. It was Caceres who drew the call. And a free kick for the Sockers. I don't know how much we're going to see of Craig Childs in this fourth quarter, by the way.
I wonder if there's still some effects from that, what was said to be a lightweight hamstring injury, nothing too serious. You wonder if there's still something lingering from it.
I assert that there is. And even if there isn't a pain, there is a desire not to get hurt tonight.
Yeah.
And I've seen a cautious approach from Childs this evening that makes him a lot less dangerous. Not that he still hasn't had a couple chances, including one that he put wide.
So no wondering. We're talking assertion.
Yeah, I believe that Childs is being hampered and or is not, putting, not to say the effort, but he's not trying to bust it to the point where he could get hurt.
Yeah.
Here's Leo. Meanwhile, fully healthy and fully devastating Leonardo de Oliveira is a guy you can ride down the stretch. And you could put Slavica up front too and not lose anything. Escoto. The Sockers are about to leech 9 minutes off a fourth quarter clock, holding a 1-goal lead. Pee-wee to Leo, up in the air. Would have been a thing of beauty if it landed where he wanted it. And meanwhile, Pee-wee can head it back and get it back from Boris Pardo. Under 6 to play now. SD Soccers chant, bolstered by kids who have come to join the deep end in the West End. Hoping to cheer a goal in that net. Here's Bond, the former star. Trying to turn two men on the wall is Taylor Bond. Trying to dig out of a double team. A lot of heavy physical action that played on there. Gutierrez through the chest of Cerda. And back now, San Diego at midfield with Contreras. McCluskey shading him as the ball goes to the mid wall. Christian Gutierrez will send it back. Soccer's really playing that possession game, Nate. They can't afford to take their foot off the pedal, but they do like to bring that clock down. Now they need that next goal to really and the head off of the head there of Tacoma's Troy Peterson. Will this be top of the arc? It's an official's timeout. We'll tell you on the other side. 6-5 San Diego. The stretch next on MASL TV. Six-5 Soccers lead the Stars. Our season of giving has reached a happy conclusion. We'd like to congratulate P.J. Byrne, who donated 53 pairs of socks back on the sock toss night, December 13th. That night, P.J. became a finalist, and now P.J. Byrne is the proud owner of a free-flow $4,000 value spa from Watkins Wellness, wrapped in Soccer's logo and colors. And P.J., a 7-year season ticket holder, being introduced on the big screen right now. Amazing, and you could tell he didn't know. He was stunned right there. Congrats, P.J. It is top of the arc for San Diego. Slav tips it. Childs takes a step down low. It's Leo, and Waltman comes away with the ball. Easy as you please. The counterattack. It's Keats running to the middle. Keats firing and scoring! Right down the floor. The Stars tie the score. Corey Keats has put this one to 6s.
Well, it wasn't really any kind of cosmic kite from Keats. It was just a straight line. Keats straight down the pitch. The slightest of angles that he had from the initial rollout and throw out from Waltman, but you see that finish there from Keats. That was after just making a beeline from one spot on the pitch to the other with the ball at his feet. Never really even having to angle or juke anybody. All too easy. Take nothing away from Corey Keats and the cheeky little toe poke finish at the end there. But the Soccers have got to be tighter at the back, and got only themselves to blame for that amount of space being given to an opponent. Here they come at the other end.
Pino off the wall, hoping for a teammate to find that pass. And it's back to Cesar Cerda. And the Soccers have given up 2 in a row and can no longer try and bleed possession time off the clock. They need to find the attack that had seemingly been shorted out for this entire fourth quarter, when it never really felt like the Soccers were even trying to attack the net for so much. This is after the blistering pace with 26 shots in the second and third quarters combined for San Diego. Here's Leo in the corner, looking to make something happen. 6-6 with 4 minutes to play. Cerda with 2 goals tonight. Guerrero Pino has Gutierrez running the middle. Now Pittman out high. Gutierrez, edge of the crease. Jones holds him off. Pittman just barreled into a shot. Now Cerda down in the corner, in deep. Leo backheels it back. A spinning ball trying to refeed the middle. That one came back, and the Soccers thought it was trickery on the Stars.
Taking a back pass there, I think inadvertent. I really do. I understand where the boo birds and the complaints from the bench come from there, but I think inadvertent contact off the Tacoma player there, and Waltman wisely picking it up.
Sockers defense up the middle has been the massive issue in this night. The hardest thing, I think you'd agree, Nate, for a keeper to stop is an unmarked shot right in the middle of the frame where you can't play an angle. We have to defend both posts, and we've seen about 3 goals go in that type of circumstance tonight.
How about
Slav?
How about a 3-minute game
with Bond? Slav off the wall, off of Waltman. Bond digs it out, and Pee Wee's got a chance for a second. Had to hold it up. 2:45 to go.
He hasn't been the human wall that he was a year and a day ago, but he's been nothing short of spectacular on a few occasions. And that save moments ago, that shot from distance, it's a mighty good one.
Here's Leo. 2.5 minutes to play, tied at 6. A great Sunday night capper to week 5 of the MASL. This one driven in, the deflection by Farber, but Waltman read it. Here's his throw out, and Leo was able to knock it down and intercept. Leo then turns McCluskey and draws 3 and spits it out. It's 3v2. It's Pee Wee, Slav, score! The hat trick, the lead. Who did it? Slavisa Uba-Peripovic.
And this place is going absolutely bonkers, and it wasn't the cleanest finish on a night where he scored 2 belters, including one of the goals of the season. This goal is all about Pee Wee, and the last little bit there to have Waltman almost wrong-footed there and leaning back towards his own net as it bounces off of the Tacoma goalie and in. Slav claims it. It's absolutely Uba-Peripovic's goal, but a big tip of the cap on that hat trick goal as the hats are coming for Slaviša. It's a tip of the cap to Pee Wee Ortega. That was a brilliant virtuoso dribbling effort. The triple team drawn by Leonardo de Oliveira was critical in that piece of movement. And what Pee Wee did as soon as he received that ball from Leo was the greatest honor that he could have given to that bit of skill from Leo that drew that triple team in the first place. That's how you honor that kind of effort that Leo brings, that type of play that Leo brings with those soul rolls that draws in 3 defenders. As soon as he got that pass, he went straight at goal and even held it for a half second longer than a lot of people thought he was going to. And I'll tell you what, that last little bit of holding on to it there from Pee Wee before he played it over to Slav, that had Waltman wobbling. That's what had Waltman off balance at the very end. There were so many little intricacies within that play that were just magnificent, and they all played a role in getting the Sockers on top.
It is 6th attacker time. Rafael Cox will be the 6th attacker as we are in the final 5 minutes. Presented by Calafino Tequila. Enjoy the finer things, the fino things in life. Calafino Tequila, proud presenting sponsor of the San Diego Sockers. As Slaviša Uba-Peripovic from Pee Wee Ortega puts the Sockers up 1. But work to do still. Here's Pereira. You know he'll be out here for all 2 minutes. So will Caceres. Down into the corner. Ramos wanted the ball. He was open for a second, top of the key. Rafael Cox wings it around. Here's Pereira trying to tiptoe one through. Restored by Juice Cox. Jamel Cox. Back to Pereira. We're 90 seconds left to play. Caceres. Long shot. Just wide. Cox. Sockers trying to build a house defensively. Caceres can lean into this one. A little bit too much. High netting, but he had space, Nate. That was more than the Sockers wanted to concede.
Kind of just shoveled it there in the end and wasn't all that far off.
Pardo's strong arm. Farber tried to hustle between 2 players and get it on net, but Rafael Cox settles it down. 1 minute, 13 seconds. Sockers lead 7-6. A thrilling night here at Pechanga Arena, San Diego. This one makes me want to go sit in PJ Burns' hot tub if the Sockers can finish it off. Might be a cold bath if they don't. Rafael Cox to Caceres. Final minute, minute 60 underway. 7-6 San Diego. 1 goal each in the 4th quarter. Serta blocked it down. Cesar Serta tries to chip the keeper for the hat trick. He goes wide. Would have been his first. Pereira now in the air. The volley try. Nagel missed by a mile. 31 seconds. It'll be down to 27 when Pardo throws it out. Sockers back here next Sunday, Star Wars night against Solis. This ball bouncing. Farber's got it! Classic Brian Farber swimming home his 5th goal in 5 games. Pardo the assist. And the Sox are going to win this one, baby. 8-6 the score.
Paddle out, catch a wave. Farbese on the assist from Boris Pardo. You heard me correctly. Danny Waltman, eat your heart out. It's the Tacoma goalie, well known as the king of the thrown assists from goalkeeper to outfield player, and closing out the night tonight against the Tacoma Stars, it's Boris Pardo with the Waltman-esque assist to Brian Farber.
Farber wants a second one, and Pereira shoves his friend and ex-teammate
That was
right off the ball.
The definition of not having it.
Sounds so good when they do it for Farber. And they've done it every game. 5 games played, 5 goals for Brian Farber. Here's Pino. Will run out the clock at Pechanga Arena, San Diego, full time. Farber with 2 hands to the air says, "Are you not entertained?" As the Sockers pull this one out on Slav's hat trick, and Farber's flying finish late. 8-6, your final score. 5 straight wins, Nate, for the San Diego Sockers.
Taking care of business after that speed bump in the opener. That loss, that 1-goal loss to the Turlock Cal Express. It's been nothing but dubs ever since. They got one back against Turlock on Friday night. Not an easy game. A hard-fought 1-goal victory out there in Stanislaus County, and a very hard-fought 2-goal victory. I mean, almost call it a 1.5-goal victory there with that last one from Farber. They go down winning by 2, but this was a 6-all game with a couple of minutes remaining. This was anybody's ball game with a couple of minutes left, and the Sockers get it done at home. And as you said, 5 in a row going into the Christmas holiday. That's a nice way to feel after that start to the season. They had a lot of people raising eyebrows going, what's going on with the San Diego Sockers? Turns out Turlock's not half bad, and it turns out that the Sockers have been able to turn things around and get right back into the win column 5 times.
It's remarkable to think. Final shot count tonight. The Sockers outshot the Stars 43-12. And obviously, from a save percentage standpoint, not a great night for Boris. More on that in a moment, but let's go downstairs to our hero, Slavica Uba Peripovic with Melissa May.
Tell me when. Right now? So, Slav, coming out of the half, you guys scored 5 goals, unanswered goals in 8 minutes. What was the mentality and what adjustments did you make coming out of the half?
Well, going into the halftime losing, it's not something that we want to do, especially not at home. So we regrouped in the locker rooms. We knew we had to come out strong, and we knew Tacoma is a strong team. So we came out fired up, pressured them, and I worked in our favor.
How much fun is it to hear the fans attempt to say Ubi Peripovic when you score goals?
I think it's getting better. The first couple of games, it was not good. Now it's getting better. They're trying.
We'll just keep scoring goals. Speaking of that, you got your first hat trick with the Sockers. How do you feel?
I mean, goals are goals. I'm excited to score, but we got a team win. And this today was a team win. It showed that we're a team that's together. And that showed on the field, and the result shows that as well. Being down 3-1 and coming back to win this game against the good side is just a good team effort.
Thanks so much, Slav. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays to everybody.
Slavica Uba Peripovic not only our post-game guest, it's time for another honor as we see Travis Pittman wandering the stands in uniform right now, spreading the holiday cheer on his way back to the floor. Let's bring you tonight's Calafino Tequila top shot of the night, and it's going to be one of the shots of the week.
Let me guess. Well, that was not what we wanted there. We're actually, that was a teaser. That was the well.
That was a good one, guys. I mean, it was obviously important because the Sockers won. But what about the volley?
That was the well.
It's MASL prime time.
We needed the top shelf. We're bringing it back.
That's the añejo. We need the extra añejo. Can we get the extra añejo out, please? Can we contact the bartender? Is there a manager in this club? The Sockers saw Slavica Uba-Parapovic annihilate a net. Pittman is back on the floor now, signing cards.
As we get this dialed up here for you.
Here it is.
Now we're talking. Okay, there you go.
That's the top shot of the night, boys.
I would like to offer a toast to our wonderful crew here for the double Slav love. I mean, on a night where he scores a hat trick and scores the winner, I mean, double love to Slavica Uba-Parapovic, but it does not get any better than that. I don't care. Outdoor, indoor, futsal, on the beach. I don't care where you are, who you are. You're not going to catch one cleaner than that. And that was what the reaction of Pee-wee Ortega said when as that ball hit the back of the net. Pee-wee standing at the red line just kind of turned down and almost went down to both knees, a la Wayne and Garth to Alice Cooper, saying, "We're not worthy. We're not worthy." Slavica Uba-Parapovic, who are you? What a goal. What a moment. What a game for Slav. He ends up netting the winner in the end of it. And the Sockers win 8-6 and a hat trick, the first hattie in a Sockers uniform for Slavica Uba-Parapovic. And I wanted to actually offer one final shout out here on the broadcast to our good friend Punk Rock Paint.
Yes.
Another Travis, as we're talking all about Travis Pittman. Travis Peterson featured in the San Diego Union Tribune today, a brilliant article written up about Travis, and Travis has actually been featured quite a few places over the last few days, and you might see in some of these images, you see folks looking at these trading cards, these brilliant Sockers trading cards, and as Danny Waltman comes over and gives his gloves away to a young fan in attendance the way he always does. Shout out to Danny Waltman, one of the best men you're going to meet in the MASL, and just the utmost professional out there all the time, all about giving back to young players and young soccer fans and young aspiring goalkeepers and helping to keep dreams going. But back to these trading cards, back to these Sockers trading cards. See these autographs going on. You see a lot of people holding these things. These were a brilliant creation from our friend Travis Peterson, and the whole town is drawing their eyes in on these cards, and there will be a second set. Get your hands on the first set, which people got their hands on and got to see tonight and get signed by players tonight. There will be a second set, so get them all. No, I'm not talking Pokemon. I'm talking Sockers trading cards.
Yes, set 2, by the way, February 12th. Next year, boys. You'll be in the trading card set next year. But you know who's in our hearts right now? Our tremendous TVX video crew. A great job heading into the holidays, gang, led by director Andrew Leadham and producer, the Slizzer, Randall Sliz. Executive producer Ted Bendrick. Great job by you guys stepping it up and helping us bring the Major Arena Soccer League coast to coast and worldwide on YouTube. What an exciting match we had for you tonight. Well earned on both sides, and the Sockers, as mentioned, 8-6 the final score, 43-12 the shot count. Tacoma came up with some blocked shots like you wouldn't believe. Danny Waltman did a lot of what we've seen over the course of his 17-year career. And in the end, the Sockers prevail and send a crowd of 2250 home happy with Travis Peterson trading cards in tow and a lot of fresh autographs from down on the floor. And now, for Melissa May, for Nate Abarea, Craig Elston reminding you we'll join you next Sunday, Star Wars night, when the Sockers close out 2019, a December 29th match against Soles de Sonora. We'll be back with you at 5 o'clock. But for Nate Abarea and Melissa May, Craig Elston saying thanks again to our TVX crew, and thanks to all of you for watching on MASL TV, where the Sockers won their 5th straight. They beat the Stars 8-6. And now, so long from San Diego. Happy holidays.